everyone. Welcome back to Blue Alchemist Podcast, where we challenge your perspective. And I am Siquoyia Blue, your host. And today we're talking about Him, a psychological horror film that doesn't just want to scare you, it wants to initiate you. Because Him isn't really asking, what are you willing to do to win? It's asking, who are you willing to become? At first glance, Him is about Cam, a rising football player with raw talent and a bright future. Cam gets pulled into the orbit of a legendary figure, someone who doesn't just represent success, he embodies dominance, cultural reverence, and godlike influence, which is played by Marlon Wayans. I think Marlon Wayans did a great job in this film, man. I mean, he showed different side of his acting, so I was really impressed. But let's be real, this isn't mentorship, this is initiation, okay? The film makes it clear Cam isn't being guided, he's being reshaped. Power doesn't want who you are, it wants to mold you, okay? Here's the first unsettling truth Him lays here. Power doesn't need to break you when it can make you aspire to be broken. Now, when folks watch Him, they might say, this feels like Illuminati. Let's slow that down. The term Illuminati has become a cultural shortcut used when people can sense that something spiritual, psychological, hierarchical is happening, but they don't have the language to name it. And here's the thing, there's so many people saying Illuminati and all this stuff. And if you watch the film One Battle After Another with Tiana Taylor, which was a freaking good movie, there was a Illuminati type group called Christmas Adventurers, and they were just running the world and stuff, had so much power and stuff. And I do believe there's some secret groups out there, if you know what I mean. What they're really picking up on are inner circles, gatekeeping, ritualized loyalty, psychological testing, and moral compromise, masked as opportunity. This is the world where Cam steps in. And historically, that same structure has shown up across empires, mystery schools, fraternities, religious orders, corporate ladders, entertainment pipelines. Different names, same blueprint. So when people say this feels like the Illuminati, what they're actually saying is, I'm watching someone like Cam get absorbed into a system that demands his silence, his sacrifice, and his submission. Let's talk about witchcraft, not the fantasy, but the real kind. Because the most effective witchcraft ain't about candles and spells, it's about psychology. In Him, Cam isn't enchanted, he's conditioned. What does that look like? Isolation from his old world, ego pumped, then popped in front of witnesses, reward and punishment loops, a slow erosion of identity, discipline laced with fear. And, you know, a lot of times when people try to manipulate you, they try to isolate you from people you know, like family members and stuff like that. They try to put you all by yourself so you can feel like there's nothing to lose or get caught up in this whirlwind. And that's just real life. So there's no magic wand, just calculated manipulation. Real witchcraft is when someone believes they chose their own exploitation. When Cam starts to suffer, it's framed as proof of his worthiness. When he stays silent, it's called sacred. He's not attacked, he's seduced. One of the deepest cuts in Him is how it frames masculinity, not its self-awareness, but its submission to performance. Cam's journey isn't about inner growth, it's about becoming palatable to power. And what he's taught is this: be strong but never vulnerable, obey without question, endure pain without meaning. And it's crazy because the way that the film goes, it's like a lot of people it's just like a cult, you know, and a lot of things are cult nowadays. I don't even like cults because I'm not into all that stuff and trying to follow just one person, do everything they say. But that's what it felt like in Him. It was like this code of people and just a lot of sacrifice, and it was just it was just a really cool concept, because I do believe in real life there's like rituals where people get involved in things and they don't even know they're getting into it. Because this is a spoiler alert, by the way, so don't get mad at me because I'm gonna probably tell you some stuff. But basically, when they give Cam, the main character, the blood, like they put in his neck, and the blood they're just basically training him to be the next Him. And it's like the I guess the throne is being passed down through different bloodlines, basically. So Marlon, which is the character played Marlon, which is Isaiah, is passing his blood to Cam to continue to be the GOAT. But it's not worth it. It mirrors how ancient rituals work. You're told you're chosen, then you're tested, then broken, then rebuilt, not for you, but for them. And when Kim starts to doubt, he's told, "You're just not ready. That's not growth. That's grooming." So let's talk about how him is striking a nerve because it reflects what's happening now. We're in a time where young men like him are being groomed by false mentors. Hustle culture replaces humanity. Success is sold without soul, and silence is marketed as loyalty. Him isn't against ambition, it's against self erasure. It's saying loud and clear, if you don't define yourself, a system will do it for you and then invoice you for the privilege. So let's just say this was a really good film. I think that it makes you think about what's going on in the world. I mean, this film could just make you think about a lot of different things. I've seen so much where even the music industry is just, if you're not into this code or doing what they want you to do, you're in a situation, you pretty much by yourself. You get blackballed, all types of stuff. So if somebody listen out here, just be careful who you hang out with and just use your intuition, follow your intuition, and don't just feel like you have to just go along to get along. So just keep that in mind, everybody, and just have a good year. This is a new year, and let's start it right. So, and everything that lifts you up is meant to be worship. Just remember that. You don't gotta worship nothing. Just worship whatever God you believe in and yourself. So if this resonated with you, please subscribe and share. Make sure you check out him, support the film, and let me know what you thought about it. And if you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it. I would like to know. Write some reviews, share it with everybody. And me, I'm a horror film lover, so that's why I review a lot of horror films. And also check out the book John Woman because by Walter Mosley, because that kind of goes into this whole cult thing if you're into that type of entertainment. So please subscribe and share, and everybody stay safe out there. Peace.